There we go. All right. So welcome again, students and families. You're attending the two-year college panel session. Before we get started with introductions, I want to go over a few important logistics. First, if you would like to utilize the closed captioning function, you'll need to turn that on your end. So you're just going to hover your mouse over the bottom of the screen and a white bar should pop up like where you would turn off your mic. And on the right-hand side, you'll see turn on captions. So if you would like that feature, please do so now. Second, we're asking all participants to mute their mics. Looks like everyone's got that down. And lastly, just hold all verbal questions until the end of the presentation, just for like optimal sound during the meeting. But you are also allowed to type them in the chat, and I will be moderating the chat kind of as we go. So without further ado, we can get started. Again, this is the two-year college panel session with presenters from both Minneapolis College and Augsburg University. My name is Ellie Marin, and I will be the moderator for the panel. I'm one of the 12th grade college and career coordinators here at South High School. And I think with that, let's make sure I got all my nuts and bolts in here. Yeah, we will. Panelists, if you would introduce yourselves, your name, your pronouns, and the organization or program you're representing tonight.
I'll go first. Sorry. My name is Ben Dufo. I use he, him, his pronouns. I work at Augsburg University. I am one of the assistant director for transfer students. I work very closely though with our first year team, but I specifically help with the Augie plan, which is a 2+2 program agreement that we have with Minneapolis College, St. Paul College, Normandale Community College, Ramsey Community College campuses, as well as Doherty Family College through the University of St. Thomas.
No, Arcel, I can't hear you. No, Ben, can you hear her? I can't. Shoot. Yeah. Arcel, do you want to try to like leave and come back? Okay.
No, it didn't
Her
work.
sound isn't working. No, she's going to try to leave and come back.
Okay. Let's fingers crossed, everybody.
Otherwise, Ben's taking it away.
Thanks, Ben.
I mean, I can't talk about Minneapolis College, but I will do my best. So.
No, we can't hear you, Arcel.
Arcel, are you using a Bluetooth headset? Do you know? Because I'm wondering if maybe it's not connecting.
While we wait for Arcel, should we maybe?
I would say have Ben explain his program, and then we'll kind of see if we can get Arcel caught up.
Yeah. So Ben,
cool.
yeah, and if you just want to kind of explain what, like those relationships you were talking about with the 4-year or the 2-year colleges, and take it away.
Yeah. Okay. So the purpose of the Augie plan was really designed to help first generation students get to and complete a 4-year college degree by starting at a community college. It's been about 3 or 4 years now that we've had these agreements with the schools that I mentioned earlier. And we really do a lot of really wonderful hands-on work with the students, myself and the other co-advisor for the Augie plan. We understand that there are so many barriers that students experience when they go to a community college, especially if it's the first one in their family to ever do so. And so the program kind of works, we work as like backup advisors. So you have an academic advisor at the community college and a bunch of other supports, but we also work as the person at Augsburg that is your final destination. That's where you want to complete your 4-year degree. We are the person that can help plan your classes out with you, help point you in the direction of campus resources if you're struggling, like where's the tutoring center, or have you been utilizing any campus student organizations, things like that to help push you in the direction to be successful, because there's so much really wonderful research and data on things that make students successful. But if it's the first time in college, it's really scary, it's really overwhelming. And so our job is to really just be someone that you can fall back on and ask any questions that you might have.
We can't hear you at all, no. The joys of distance learning that we're all trying to figure out. All right, I guess we'll just keep moving with Ben with the Augie plan. So what kind of support services can students expect from your program?
So if you are an Augie plan student, you've graduated high school, you have maybe applied and been accepted to a community college here in the Twin Cities. We'll use Minneapolis College for an example, since it's right in our backyard. And you then reach out to either the advisors at Minneapolis College because they have wonderful relationships with myself and my coworker, or you reach out to us directly on our website. And there we sit down with you, virtually, of course, in today's world, and kind of talk about what your goals are. What major are you thinking about working towards if you have one? Some students don't have a major yet, and that's totally fine. And through those conversations, through getting to know you a little bit more, we then do semesterly advising throughout the next 4 semesters until you transfer into Augsburg. So we are constantly someone you can communicate with to make sure that your classes are going to work out. If you decide on a major, you know, that's a really exciting and terrifying moment, because now you realize, okay, I have a whole different set of courses that I need to complete. Again, falling back on your Augie plan advisor and your academic advisor is really helpful to help map that out. So we try to keep it so that you don't ever experience too many issues in terms of where do I go when I need help. There is also some financial support. We can help talk you through your financial aid award, really just to be a support person with any sort of college-related question. And like I said, we're like a backup advisor is a really simple way to explain the program.
All right, Arcel, you want to try, see if we can hear you? Oh, all right, we'll keep moving. So a little bit about why these programs or opportunities like the Augie plan is important for students. I know you kind of touched on this already. I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
Yeah, no, I think I just want to keep hitting this home, but one of the things that is really important about this is just, it gives students the sense that they're not doing this alone. I know that a lot of first-generation families, especially the students that I've worked with, they don't feel that they have support at home because their parents or grandparents or older siblings maybe never experienced this. And it is overwhelming. And we in higher ed really don't do a very good job of making it easy to understand. We use a lot of acronyms like FAFSA and all this other stuff. So it gets confusing and it can be very overwhelming. And so one of the best parts is just knowing I'm going to a community college that is probably more affordable, but also I have support at a 4-year institution that I know that everything that I'm doing here is going to count there, and I'm still going to be able to graduate in a 4-year time frame. Like all your other friends that are on, Instagram and Snapchat, when you're seeing them graduate in 4 years and stuff like that, you can still accomplish that, even though it's the first time anyone in your family's gone. You still have support at a different place, and that's, I think, the biggest and most important thing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was the worst. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
I can hear you.
I'm
Yay.
I'm so relieved right now. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Ben, for just plowing through. I appreciate it. Okay.
Of course.
I'm so glad everyone can hear me now. Great. Okay, so my name is Arcel Taylor, and I am the director of the Power of You program at Minneapolis College. I also direct Destination Diploma to Degree, which is a PSEO program for students that are in alternative high schools in the Minneapolis public school area and 4 outer ring suburbs. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And again, I'm representing the Power of You today. And so the purpose and mission of our program is to help students that are in their senior year. They are mostly first generation college students, and we want to introduce them to Minneapolis College, and we have a wonderful partnership with Augsburg University. So they can complete the 2+2 program, get their 2-year degree from Minneapolis College, and then move over to transfer to Augsburg University and complete their 4-year college degree. The Power of You program offers a tuition-free experience for all of our participants. So that means students do not pay for tuition and they don't pay for student fees. And most recently, we have gotten grants from private donors that have offered students the ability to assist with books, supplies, bus passes, meal cards, and also small emergency assistance. So if it's I need $25 for gas or diapers, or I don't have enough food for the weekend, we're able to assist students in that way. So and then our students are supported in a myriad of ways. Minneapolis College is a resource-rich college, so we have a lot of tutoring for students on the academic side, and then things that are non-academic. Our Student Support Center supports students in every aspect that is not academic. So there's a food shelf on our campus. There are free lunches and snack packs given to our students even during the pandemic. We have counseling. So there's licensed counselors there for drop-in or for appointments. There's legal assistance. There's assistance for to get rental property. There's assistance for any type of referral that you may need. So if it's counseling outside of the school or any referral from A to Z. So we have a lot of wraparound services for our students to support them academically and non-academically. And our program has advisors, specifically Power of You advisors, that walk the students through every step of being a student. So once you get assigned an advisor to the Power of You, that's your advisor for your entire tenure at the school. Our program does help students in a 2-year degree, but sometimes we know that it takes students a little bit longer, so it's usually 2.5 to 3 years. But our students who choose to go through the Augie plan, we make sure that they know that they need to have 15 credits each semester for 2 years so that they are at junior status once they go to Augsburg, and then they can get all of the benefits of that wonderful program. And again, it's just a great partnership that we have with them. And our students, the programs and opportunities that we have for students are very important because a lot of our students are first generation. They're all first year, but a lot of them are first generation, and there is not a lot of reference that they have. So we're their point of reference. We're that person that they have. We're their go-to that lets them know this is how you get into college. This is how you navigate. And one thing that sets our program apart from other programs is we have a first year student transition class just for Power of You students. I do teach that class as the director. So that class is usually about 25 to 30 students each semester, and we go through everything that you need to navigate college. How do I manage my time? How am I supposed to write papers? How do I speak to my professor? What do I do if I'm working and I'm the breadwinner for my family? How do I navigate through issues of anxiety and depression? And how, and a lot of our students are students of color. And so our FEIST course, first year student transition course, does deal with issues that students of color have because they are non-traditional, they're underrepresented in post-secondary institutions. And so we talk about how that is, how that feels, and how important it is to see someone who looks like you in the educational setting. So we have a lot of supports for our students that come through the Power of You, and again, linking up with Augsburg. And how students get involved in our program is we work with we work with all Minneapolis public schools and St. Paul public schools, and we have a flyer that we send around that tells about our program and how to apply. Applying is free. You're notified once you have applied. We used to wait, but now we notify students right away. We give them the tools that they need to apply for financial aid and get that done. We go off, we use students' GPAs to get them into the program. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a GPA at all, or if your GPA is really high, there is a place for you at Minneapolis College. We love to partner with the Career and College Center coordinators of Achieve because they work with students, AVID classes, any math, science, English classes. We're collaborating with those instructors with Gear Up and just Project Succeed. We want to touch all of those avenues and make sure students understand the opportunities that are afforded through Power of You. And again, the great thing is students leave our program completely debt free. And then we are hoping that they then transfer to Augsburg so that they can have a large scholarship. And if they have a really great GPA, they can then apply for other scholarships at the college and leave with a 4-year degree completely debt free. So we are setting them up for success, and we want them to know that we're there for them. Even when it gets hard, if they feel like they want to quit, they have that go-to person in us to make sure that they get to the next level. I know I said a lot, but I just want to get it all in there.
Thanks so much, Marcel. So, Ben, if you want to touch on how students get involved in your program, and then we'll open it up for questions or additional comments for the last couple minutes. I know we only have about 5 more minutes left.
No worries. So students can get involved through the Augie Plan in a number of different ways, but since one thing we do really recommend is to apply as a high school student. As your senior year, you might be thinking about applying to different colleges. Apply to Augsburg as a first-year student. We do, like it was said, we have really great scholarships for students. We have a ton of financial aid available. It might not always work, but at least it's a really good building block to help move you into the Augie Plan program. So if you're looking at applying to Minneapolis College, for example, definitely put Augsburg on your list. We're a free application school. We're also test optional. So it's really a pretty easy entry and application process. And that way we can see what your grades are like, what financial aid that you might qualify for. It really helps guide the conversations around cost a little bit easier. If it doesn't work out, if Minneapolis College is where you want to go, maybe you want to do the Power of You program, great. you just let us know, and we simply do a couple of clicks on your file, and then you're an Augie Plan student. And then we start having semesterly meetings with you when you enroll at that two-year institution to go through all of the different things that we have, the class choices, pointing you to resources, all that things. Super, super simple. So you don't really have to do too many applications, which is nice.
Wonderful. So we'll take these last 3 minutes. If anybody has any questions they would like to ask, otherwise, Ben and ourselves, if there's any additional information you'd like to add just about your programs, your institutions, changes with COVID-19, I will just open up the floor. Feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. So it looks like we have a question in the chat. Can anyone participate in the Augie Plan, or is it for specific populations?
It is anybody. Anybody who is enrolling at a